The future of Solana is the future of FTX, Sam Bankman Fried. So Solana is just taking off like crazy. I mean, it's 20x'd, I believe, since January or so. And everybody and their brother is talking about it now. It's already the number 14 altcoin. It's up another 10 point something percent today. Now, I've been studying it and listening to some of the top people in crypto about it, and a few conclusions that I've come to, but obviously still looking into it more. One is that, and obviously I have to preface this by saying that, Ivan on Tech, a really smart YouTube crypto influencer, went through just a whole laundry list of Solana's advantages, but then at the end said that the transparency on Solana, the lack of transparency, prevents us from really knowing to what degree who the major, because the specific individual wallets are not identified, so we don't know exactly to what degree, but we do know obviously that FTX and Sam Bankman Fried has outsized investment and, as a result, potential influence on Solana. Now, Solana is now, just getting back to Sam Bankman Fried, I mean, that includes not only the Serum network on Solana, but also the two projects, Maps, which I think is going to be a gateway for all of FTX's products and DeFi. You could book vacations and everything else on it. And the second one is Oxygen, which ties into Maps as well. So Solana, as you may know, has like 50,000 transactions per second. And that's only because of hardware constraints. If there were no hardware constraints, they say it could be up to like 700,000. It has a proof of history mechanism that allows it to be like super fast and super integrated. It's already got like 250 projects being built on top of it. It's got integrations with Civic. It's got integrations with quite a few other things as well. And it's many, many, many orders of magnitude faster than Ethereum. I mean, Ethereum's going to come out with an Ethereum 2.0, which could be even faster potentially, but probably not, maybe. But it's going to be quite a while until it gets here. So, Sam Bankman Fried is 29 years old and he's a multi-billionaire. I forget the exact worth estimated by Forbes, but it's somewhere like $3, $5, $10 billion. I actually did a podcast on it, but so much is going on in the field. It's like for every 10 things I knew about crypto, 3 of them escape because there's just so much information. And Solana is basically, as it expands, going to take FTX with it. That's a weird thing to say because you would think FTX would take Solana with it, but as great as FTX is, they have more competition. I mean, they have Binance, they're in a little bit different market, so I wouldn't say they're directly competitive, but if you just look at exchanges globally, I mean, obviously FTX is more specialized, but there's many different crypto exchanges that are big, so FTX to get like huge market share is very difficult, even though they're huge already. But for Solana to get huge market share and Serum, is a little bit easier. I mean, obviously you have to compete with, Polkadot and Ethereum and Cardano and all those, whatever this Matic, Polygon. So I want to talk about a little bit about what I think are going to be the top coins in the future. This is not investment advice to your own research. This is just one person's opinion for entertainment and educational purposes only. And then I'm going to get back to Solana and Sam Bankman Fried. So I think in the next 3 to 5 to 10 years, in that time frame, it's hard to pinpoint exactly, but maybe say 5 to 7 years, the biggest coins in the world are going to be, and this may or may not be the exact order because it might differentiate a little bit. I think Ethereum, potentially number one. And that would be a huge thing if that happens because their market cap is 340 billion compared to over 1 trillion. So right now, Bitcoin is like a little bit over 3-to-1 advantage. But I think it'll flip. I think it'll take 3, 4, 5 years. But I think eventually Ethereum will be bigger than Bitcoin, and then once it passes it, it'll never look back because Ethereum, assuming that it's not dethroned by Cardano or Solana, I think there's going to be more than one smart contract blockchain. But the smart contracts and the NFTs and the DeFi, that's the future of crypto. So Bitcoin, because you have Lightning and you have other things, but Bitcoin's going to be left behind by some of these other cryptos over a period of years. Now, some people say no because it's got the first mover advantage, a lot of institutional money behind it. So that is one big thing in Bitcoin's favor, and it is going to be difficult to pass Bitcoin, but I think it's going to happen eventually. So I predict Ethereum 3, 5, 7 years is likely or perhaps possibly to be the number one altcoin. I think Solana could be number 2. I think it's going to balance out with Chainlink. I've had a lot of podcasts about Chainlink. Chainlink has just incredible use cases, incredible technology lead, and everything else. Incredible leadership. I think Chainlink and Solana are going to be battling it out for number 2 and number 3, and then after that, I think there's 4 or 5 different coins that could be competing for the next one, including Binance Coin, Polygon, which used to be called Matic, Cardano. I'm not even going to guess about Dogecoin because it's just a meme coin, but if enough people support it, you could throw Dogecoin in the mix also. And throw Bitcoin in that mix, Polkadot. Let's just scroll down here. There's a couple others, but I think, those are, possibly on the outside, maybe like a Pancake Swap or one of the other big swaps coming up. Possibly like a Decentraland or a Sand, something like that. But I think that gives you like 10 or 12 coins that I think could like move up the charts and be like the biggest. And obviously Uniswap, you have to throw them in there. I think XRP, they're interesting. I don't know that they're going to be around in the top 5 forever. Litecoin, I think, is going down. They don't have enough to distinguish themselves. Bitcoin Cash, I don't think they're going to stay in the top 10. VeChain is very interesting. Stellar, Data Network, Filecoin. Those are good coins, but I don't see them being ever top 10 coins. I think they'll be lucky to stay in the top 25. Same thing with Monero. Aave has possibilities to move up. So a lot of these coins are in the top 15, 20. EOS, I think they're going to drop to maybe like a lot of these coins that are in the top 10 to 25 to drop to like 25 to 50. And some of the other coins that I mentioned might move up further. So getting back to Solana and Sam Bankman Fried, you don't get to be 29 years old and a multi-billionaire without being a financial genius. I've had other podcasts on Sam, so I won't rehash everything. But I think that, he's betting very big on Solana. And Solana has the technology, it has the partnerships, it has the use cases. It also has some competition, but the future of Solana is the future of FTX. It seems like it's the other way around, that the future of Solana is based upon FTX, but I think actually FTX will break out of the pack or not, at least in the next year or 2 or 3, because they have so much invested in it based upon largely what Solana does.